President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has appointed retired Major General Adeyinka A. Fadewa as Special President's Advisor on Homeland Security in a move aimed at strengthening internal security coordination and intelligence-driven operations across the country. Hi, welcome to What's Happening. These are our top 10 stories countdown today. At number 10, French President Emmanuel Macron urged investment in Africa on Monday as he co-hosted an economic summit in Kenya after defending European involvement on the continent. Speaking in French, Macron said that previously European chiefs would lecture African leaders on what they needed, but this is no longer what Africa needs or wants to hear. Ahead of the summit, in an interview with the magazine Jeune Afrique and the African Report, the French leader said he first strongly condemned colonialism when he came to power in 2017. At number 9, the Nigeria Cricket Federation has drafted players across the elite and developmental categories ahead of the maiden edition of the Nigeria Super League, which will be held in Lagos from May 16th to May 30th. The Punch reports, President of the NCF, Apapa, had promised the introduction of the Elite League into the Nigeria cricket calendar following the completion of this year's Club Cricket Committee Lagos League. The Nigeria Cricket League will feature 6 teams, namely Central Eagles, Eastern Elephants, Middle Belt Tigers, Northern Lions, Southern Sharks, and Western Dolphins. Each team represents different regions of the country, and they will all coverage on the Teslim Balogun Stadium Cricket Oval in Lagos for the tournament. At number 8, Governor Mai Mala Buni has reaffirmed the commitment of the All Progressives Congress in Yobe State to conduct fair, credible, and transparent primary elections ahead of the 2027 general elections. Governor Buni said the party remains focused on unity and electoral victory at all levels, including President Bola Tinubu's re-election bid. Speaking on the party's internal process for selecting candidates for contestable offices, Governor Buni said while the APC had endorsed Baba Malam Wali as its preferred candidate following the resolutions of a critical stakeholders meeting held on April 23, 2026, the party remained open to democratic primary elections should consensus fail. At number 7, the federal government has concluded plans to commence a 2-day clean-up and enforcement exercise along the Apapa and Tin Can port corridors in Lagos as part of measures aimed at improving trade facilitation and enhancing operational efficiency at the nation's seaport. The exercise, scheduled for May 14th and 15th, 2026, will be carried out by the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council through its Port and Customs Efficiency Committee. PEBEC said the operation is targeted at restoring order within the Apapa and Tin Can port corridors, which serve as major maritime and logistics hubs in the country. In a statement issued by the Director General of PEBEC, Princess Zara Mustafa Audu, the council explained that the initiative forms part of ongoing federal government reforms designed to create a more transparent, efficient, and investor-friendly business environment. At number 6, the Federal Road Safety Corps has advised motorists to adopt stricter safety checks and defensive driving practices as the rainy season sets in across part of the country. The Corps Public Education Officer, Oshondu Ohere, gave the advice in an interview with the News Agency of Nigeria on Monday in Abuja. Ohere described the rainy season as a period that requires heightened caution from all road users and urged vehicle owners to prioritize routine pre-trip inspections to ensure their vehicles are roadworthy. At number 5, in its ongoing clampdown on illegal mining activities, the Ilorin Zonal Directorate of the EFCC has secured the conviction of a 50-year-old truck driver, Kasimu Bawa, from Wukari local government area of Taraba State. He was jailed for unlawful possession of solid minerals valued at 2.4 million naira. Bawa was sentenced to 2 years imprisonment by Justice Abimbola Awogboro of the Federal High Court sitting in Ilorin after he was found guilty of the charge preferred against him by the EFCC. Recall that Bawa was the driver of a truck used in conveying minerals allegedly purchased without a license by a Chinese national, Gang Deng, who was earlier convicted and sentenced to 5 years imprisonment on October 19, 2022 by the same courts. At number 4, First Holdco PLC, the parent entity of Nigeria's oldest commercial lender, is moving to double the regulatory capital ceiling for international banks, signaling a new phase of aggressive expansion and balance sheet fortification. In a notice for its 14th annual general meeting scheduled for May 29, 2026, the group proposed a special resolution ambition to raise up to 253.99 billion naira in fresh capital, aiming to reach a 1 trillion naira paid-up capital base, comprising share capital and share premium. The move comes just months after its banking subsidiary, First Bank of Nigeria, successfully met the Central Bank of Nigeria's current 500 billion naira minimum threshold for international authorization. At number 3, the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board has announced that candidates seeking admission into education programs and agriculture-related non-engineering courses in College of Education and Polytechnics will no longer be required to sit for the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. The board disclosed this in a statement shared on its official X handle during its ongoing policy meeting on admissions. At the 2026 policy meeting on admissions to tertiary institutions held in Abuja, Minister of Education Tunji Alausa announced that candidates seeking admission into national certificate in education programs would no longer be required to sit the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination if they possess the required qualifications. At number 2, the New Nigerian People's Party (NNPP) has extended the deadline for the purchase and submission of nomination forms for the 2027 general elections by 1 week. This was disclosed in a statement issued on Monday in Lagos by the party's Secretary General, Ogini Olakosi. According to the statement, the extension was approved following a directive from the party's Board of Trustees to the National Working Committee and endorsed by the party's founder, Boniface Anyebonam. Olakosi explained that the decision became necessary due to the delays in the Independent National Electoral Commission updating what the party described as the authentic leadership structure of the NNPP led by Agbo Gilbert Major. At number 1, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has appointed retired Major General Adeyinka A. Fadewa as Special Advisor on Homeland Security in a move aimed at strengthening internal security coordination and intelligence-driven operations across the country. The appointment was announced in a statement issued on Monday by the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. According to the statement, the appointment was approved in recognition of Fadewa's exceptional record of service, strategic expertise, and outstanding contributions to Nigeria's national security architecture. He noted that Fadewa played a key role in shaping Nigeria's intelligence coordination framework during his time as Principal General Staff Officer to the National Security Advisor between 2015 and 2021. That's all for today. See you next time on What's Happening.